So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name is Baron Grant and I'm wrapped to be with you for another episode, another tip, another trick, another idea, something that's going to be able to help you make all the changes that you want in your life so you can lose all the weight you want and keep it off for the rest of your life. Making healthy changes, no gimmicks, no pills, no potions, no counting calories, no crazy workouts, no counting macros, none of it. You don't need to do any of that if you want to lose weight, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. And you can look at all my other podcasts for all other tips and ideas as well. So make sure you like and subscribe and follow and do whatever you need to do on the platform that you're on to be able to keep getting new episodes as we go. Now, I have to confess, and probably you would know, that I haven't done an episode in quite a while. And there's a couple of reasons for that. So I thought I'd give you a bit of insight on what's been going on. So a couple of months ago, my dad and my mum were living over in the UK. And my dad actually had a stroke, and a pretty bad stroke. And so he's been pretty unwell for ever since then, I guess. But when it happened, I went over to the UK and was able to spend some time with him and help him with a little bit of his recovery with my mum as well. And I was super grateful for that opportunity to be able to be there with him. But it was scary times for a little while. But we just got him home the other day. He's back in Australia. And so that's really exciting for us and our family. But he's doing it a little bit tough with what's happened in his life. So that sort of pulled me off the radar for a while. When I got back, it was time to move house. And so we've moved house. And so that was hectic as well. And that around trying to still be working flat out, I haven't had as much time as I would like to dedicate to this podcast, but I'm back and I'm going to do some more because I feel like it's helpful. I get told that it's helpful, so I'll keep doing it until people tell me it's not very helpful anymore. So today I really wanted to chat through some things around losing weight that are not about weight, because there's so many benefits when we lose weight that I think sometimes we forget, because we could be so fixated on, oh, I'm this number and I want to be this number. I'm 100 kilos and I want to be 60 kilos. And it becomes so much about the number that we kind of forget how good it feels to be healthy and the benefits of being healthy. So I think rather than me telling the story today, I'm going to get somebody else to tell their story. So I'm not sure if I've explained before, but as we coach and support our clients, we spend a lot of time talking to them. And we got a voicemail from one of our clients, Donna. She lives in Tasmania, wonderfully beautiful lady. And she actually was being coached by my wife, Davina, at the time. And she finished the program with us a couple of months ago now. And she's down, I think it's 18 or 19 kilos over the time that we've been on the program and after the program. So she's doing amazingly well. But what's really stood out to me from her story is that it's not just her weight that's changed. And in fact, yes, that's a cool thing. And she feels better because of it, because she's not carrying as much weight. But other things have changed in her life. And she sent us a voicemail. And that voicemail, with her permission, I'm going to share, because that voicemail speaks about some things that have really changed in her life and how it actually has made her feel. You see a lot of gimmicky things on could be on Facebook, could be on YouTube, could be anywhere, about weight loss. And lots of those stories are true and lots of those stories are not true. So it's really nice to hear a heartfelt story from someone who has made real change in their life without any silly gimmicks that, the weight's going to come pounding back on. She's made long-term changes in her life, and I just want her to share her story with you. So have a bit of a listen for a sec.
Morning, Davina. Just wanted to have a quick word with you before I headed off to work. Yesterday you asked me if I had noticed if there was any difference, or have I noticed just anything. I want to say that I feel like my confidence levels have certainly risen, and something that my husband has noticed is that my whole demeanour has changed, and everything seems a little bit brighter, and I seem to have a bit more of a spring in my step, which is really lovely. And it's nice that he's actually noticed that and he's mentioned that. And it's not just the usual me obsessing over food and what am I going to eat next, and oh, I can't eat that because it's bad for me. And where at the moment I'm at the sort of at a place where I'm not even really thinking about food because I know what I'm actually going to eat, and I know that food is going to fuel my body and satisfy me um, and make me feel better, which is really good. And I remember having a conversation with Baron in our 45-minute meeting and saying to him, I'm so frightened of being hungry. And he said to me that I won't be, as long as I'm drinking and I'm having my protein. And you've said I'll probably find that even my meals will become smaller because I'm not needing as much to feel full, or sorry, to feel satisfied. And it's so true. Like this morning, I didn't feel like eggs. I didn't feel like really much to eat, but I made myself just have 150 grams of zero sugar yogurt, and I was just amazed that such a small amount can actually satisfy me and actually make me feel full. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't really finish the whole lot of it because I wasn't hungry. I'm quite satisfied. The other big thing I wanted to mention is that prior to me starting on this journey, I had a really bad cough, and I've had a cough for years. Like, I'm talking probably 10 plus years, and to the point where I would be speaking to you and I'd constantly be coughing, and then I'd have a moment of reprieve and then I'd start coughing again. And I'd get to the point at times where I would cough so much that I would actually vomit, and that was happening more and more and more, or I'd start to dry reach and then guaranteed I would vomit. That has actually stopped probably from the first week that I started to eat well. That coughing has stopped. So for the last 5 weeks, I haven't coughed. My children can't find me in a supermarket anymore because they can't hear me coughing. They know me by my cough, and all of a sudden, Mum's disappeared in the supermarket. So that has been absolutely amazing and a testament to me that fueling my body with good food and taking out the rubbish is actually healing me from the inside out. And I'm so grateful for that. And if you could please pass that. Gosh, here I am, I'm emotional. That was a really big thing. But if you could pass that on to Baron and just say thank you, because I didn't know what I was going to do. So yeah, I'm pretty passionate about this and truly grateful. And I'm sorry, here I am blubbering before I go off to work, probably red-eyed, which is not going to be a good look for children. Anyway, I'll pull myself together. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you to both of you. It means a lot, and I'm so grateful for you checking in and making sure that I'm keeping accountable to somebody. And it's not just to you, but it's also being accountable for myself. And I'm thankful for that. Have a beautiful day, guys. You're wonderful.
I love hearing that. I reckon I've listened to that 4 or 5 times, that little message from Donna, and I'm super grateful she was so honest and was able to share her feelings about where things are at. But the thing that I love about her story is that it's so much more than just the number on the scales. She has increased confidence now. She feels so much better about herself. She lost her cough, which I think is really cool. And we don't understand what that's like. Everyone has their own things that they struggle with. And that's obviously something that Donna has struggled with for a long period of time. So it clearly was bothering her. And now to not have that anymore, it's cool. And it's affected her in such a real and deep way. And so for me, I talk to people all day, every day. Literally, I'll have 6 or 7 hours of phone calls sometimes in a day. And so many of the people that I talk to are women, frankly. Most of them are women, and they're lost and frustrated and upset and feel like they can never actually make that change. It actually doesn't exist for them. They feel like their body is somehow busted from trying so many different things, or because the doctors told them that they can never lose weight, or that, you know, they've got some issue in their body. And so they fully believe that they actually can never get there. So watching people like Donna, who had similar type of feelings, make such huge change in their life, and I've had so many of those stories, it's super exciting. And whether it's with me or whether it's with someone else, that doesn't matter. The reality is you can get to where you want to be. You can make those changes so your body will feel different. But it's not just your body that feels different, it's your mind that feels different. Because unless you're healthy in your body, it's very hard for your brain to feel super happy about where you're at. That's the truth of it. Lots of people put on a face and act like they're really happy, but then when they're really overweight and really unfit, most people struggle with that. That's the experience I've had from the discussions that I have with people. Like, I was talking to somebody just the other day, a lady just the other day, she said, Baron, I said, what's going to be different for you? And she goes, I won't bend over and have a big red beetroot face because my stomach's in the way when I'm trying to do it my shoelace. It makes me feel embarrassed and I hate it. And I just love these honest conversations that I get to have with people. I talk to people about their breathing and they're like, I just can't even breathe. I feel like I'm carrying so much weight that I feel like I can't breathe properly. I had one guy a couple of years ago say to me, Baron, I don't feel like I have asthma anymore. That was one of my big problems. I had asthma, but he was 120 kilos. And now he's like, I don't feel like I have asthma anymore at all. I don't struggle to breathe. I feel so much better. Everything changes. I hear about people not snoring anymore. I hear about story after story after story. Everything in your life just becomes easier when you're at a healthy weight. That's the truth of it. Things change and you feel better about yourself. That's the confidence increases. Life just becomes easier. And I think Donna is a great example of that. And she's been able to identify it and be grateful for it and live in that place of gratitude, which is awesome because you feel better about where you're at and move ahead in an exciting way and start to believe that you can be where you want to be, to keep that weight off and live a healthy life for the rest of your life. So I just wanted you to go away with the thought today of, if you're sitting there at the moment, overweight, not comfortable with where you're at, think about what is actually going to be amazing in your life. What could change? Because sometimes it's not that we're sick and that's why we're overweight. It's because we're overweight that we're sick. And when we lose weight, it undoes so many of the bad things that are happening in our bodies. The joint pain, all that sort of, I talk to people all the time and they've got sore knees and sore hips and sore ankles because their poor body is carrying so much weight. And it's not that they've actually got a huge amount wrong with their knees in some cases, but the weight is just killing those knees and it's too much for their body. So anyway, I could go on, but think about where you're at. What's going to be actually different? What symptoms, I guess, have you got going on in your body right now that you maybe didn't have 5, 10, 15 years ago when you were lighter? What have come up now since you've put the weight on? I bet you could list a few things. And I bet you when you start to make really healthy changes in your life, no gimmicks, no silly stuff, no starving yourself. When you start to make really good changes to your food, eat healthy food and let food be your medicine, I promise you that you will feel so much better about yourself and the weight will fall off. That will just happen when you eat the right food. But either way, I wish you all the best on the journey. Have a think about what's going to be different, what's going to be enjoyable, how life is going to be easier, because it's not just about the weight. Have an awesome day. We'll talk soon.